Hi everyone, it's Matthew, and I'm back with another video of Euro Truck Simulator 2. So today we're taking this load from Ostashkov in Russia down to Lodz in Poland. And this is a job I already started, and I probably won't do all of it in this video. I'm gonna do some of it, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, this is a 15 tons of logs, and get 86 grand for it, and this is in a Scania R, so let's go on with it. So anyway, I'm going to talk about a couple of things in the video. One of them is about new PC part I'm buying today. I should, I think, or I am getting a new video card today, and hopefully should get installed by Tuesday or Wednesday. Basically, I've had this PC since June, June 2012, and ever since 2013 I've wanted to change the video card in it, but at the time there was never a low powered card that was any better than this low powered card. And as I've said before, basic reason it can only be a low powered card is because of the power supply. It's only about 280 watts. Size? No, not in size, but that's how much power it has, 280 watts, and you can't necessarily put anything bigger in there because the case is too small. And as far as I worked out, the only way you would get around that is by taking out all the old parts, putting them all in a new case, and then you'd be able to change the power supply. But anyway, so I finally found a video card that will work. It's in the lower end NVIDIA 700 series cards, and this particular one's an NVIDIA, it's an MSI 4 gig PCI Express video card, and standard clock speed I think is like 750 megahertz, and you can overclock it. That's non-overclocked. It's got 4 gigabyte DDR3 around it, so I thought it was GDR5 or something, but I haven't read up on that. Yeah, it's a 4 gig graphics card, and I think the 4 gig card always performs better than like the 2 or 3 gig card or something like that. So yeah, and hopefully with the current specs it should work okay, because I already have a fairly decent memory CPU. I have a i7 2600K overclocked and 12 gig of memory, so hopefully if it works it should make everything look a lot smoother. If you're thinking that it's not gonna put it on every game to run it on high or ultra, well, to be honest, high graphics things don't bother me because, well, I grew up on games like Card 1, Battlefield 1, the first GTA, you know, and games on the Wii, on the PS1, for God's sake. You know, that's what I grew up on, so, you know, I'm used to games with not very good graphics. So, you know, most games I usually try and run on medium with textures on high, and with that new card I certainly should be able to do that with most games. Hopefully should last the next year or so until I get a entire new PC. But I kind of have a plan with the card, which is to possibly No, I had a thought with the entire cake, with the entire parts, is just get a new case and then pull the old parts in there, and then pull the old parts in the new case, and then replace various ones, keep the hard drives the same, and eventually replace the motherboard and then various other parts, and you know, versus keeping the hard drives, so just probably adding hard drives and whatever. You know, it would mean that it wouldn't necessarily be as expensive because you'd be all adding up over time, you know, but it would be a lot harder than just replacing it. So yeah, if you're wondering. So the other thing, what was the other thing I had to say? Oh yeah, that was it. The other thing I had to say was the mic stand game. So I'm basically recording now on this mic stand. It's about the same size as the old one, but has a bit of mount on the bottom. And hopefully now you don't hear all of the clicks and the sounds when I'm talking when it's bouncing about. Because believe me, it ain't going anywhere. It is rock solid. And if you do hear these sort of type sounds, that's just the wheel and the gearbox. But anyway, you know, I'll give you some figures on what FPS you should get. So in your truck, I can sometimes get 18 to 32 with a standard truck, get around 20 with a higher end truck, and with world tanks on the standard graphics rather than the improved graphics is like above 30, but sometimes struggles above that. But I'll tell you what the worst is: a Cell Corsa and Train Simulator. Because the Cell Corsa is a new game, it's very intensive, and it suffers from not having the best card in the world. So, you know, running on low, down to average 20 frames, which isn't too good. You preferably want 30, but 20 is not really that great. So yeah, and with the Train Simulator, it seems like it's just got worse and worse over time. So at one time I could run it with the improved lighting options. It would run fine at stable 30 frames. Now I have to turn that off, and the FPS on some maps struggles to get above 20, 25 to 30 in the cab. So yeah, it just has been getting worse and worse and worse, and I can't really record video of that anymore because it's hard to find something. Hard to find a map which does not do that. So anyway, yeah, but it just has been getting worse and worse and worse. And oh, cool. So MSI too. That would benefit a lot, definitely. I mean, again, the FPS in that game depends which map you find. One map, somehow I get like 45 FPS or something, but other maps struggle 20. You know, getting a new car would definitely help with that. On maps like the Bodan map, Glad Beck map, Chetow map, all kinds of maps. You know, when you're doing this sort of thing, it's quite hard to sometimes balance it's quite hard to sometimes get the game to run well enough for a video that you want people to actually want to watch it, you know. And, generally they're there.
Don't make the judge mad. Or don't defend yourself because you'll make the judge mad.
The better frames that you get in the game, the smooth, the better it will run. So pretty much anything above 30 is good, and anything below 30 not so good. I'd say anything below 20 is really pushing it. And anything below 10, well, that's just horrible violation.
Boy, I know. Could you just briefly just tell people what a HIPAA violation is?
Absolutely. That's when your confidentiality between you and the doctor is compromised by another party that you don't want in the room with you. And that happened when they didn't take an alcohol test. So I said, no, I didn't. I was on alcohol. So they took me to the hospital, check out my bag, and then they took me to my room. When they took me to my room, the cops were in the room. I asked them to leave so I could talk about my medical records, and they wouldn't leave, and that's how they found out I was on prescription medications, and then that's when they wanted to take a blood test, and that was the violation of my HIPAA rights.
Okay, what was the pretext for the stop?
The pretext of the stop was because I bumped into somebody, into their bumper, and there was no damage or anything. The cops came. They asked me if I was
One thing with getting a video, a better video that seriously helps with is streaming. Streaming is a heck of a lot more intensive than making a video. Making a video is just, you know, it's not using that much RAM or CPU power to do it, or GPU power by that reckoning. But streaming takes up a lot of CPU, memory, GPU power. It basically has to use, I think because it's broadcasting around the world, it has to use almost all the resources that it can. Which is why when you stream, if you stream on a 32-bit system, it's probably not a good idea, because streaming with only, and it having only 4 GB of RAM accessible to it would probably be quite bad.
This $3,000.
But
Did he give you disclosure and say to you, Chad?
oh, sorry. I was saying, yeah, streaming with only 4 gigs of RAM available would probably be a massive clusterfuck. It really would. You know, it'd be a constant stream trying to use the RAM. You'd be 100% memory use all the time. All the time you were streaming. And mainly that's why I upgraded from 6 gig of RAM to 12 gig. It was because I was getting too many bottlenecks with even more than 4 gig. Even with more than 4 gig, I had way. Oh, hang on a sec. I'm just knowing my scene is the wrong one. Scene on OBS.
After that accident happened, and I was on my medications, I went to a different facility.
There we go. That's the right one. Anyway, so.
And I piss test 4 times a day for them, and I did all that so that they could show before the judge that I went through the program.
Even with more than 4 gig, only 6 gig, it was causing too many bottlenecks, so I had to upgrade it. So I upgraded to 12 gig. The thing I did before that was get a new hard drive, because on the side was taking up space on the current ones. Eventually I ended up putting it back on the D drive and moving all the other Steam games to the external drive. It was just like, so, because my own side 2 is only 45 gigs in size, and most of the things work on it, but there's the other thing which is a tiny bit buggy on the old things that worked last time didn't work before. And the first course of action I always do with that sort of thing is try and reinstall the files, because if it worked before, I would just try and reinstall the same files and see if it then works.
You gotta take a few moments here, and you're gonna have to tell me what the reason was to still go with this guy.
Well, the other attorney that I wanted was $7,000. And I knew he would give me help no matter what. I mean, he gets people off all the time here in Westchester, Ohio, from blood tests and samples and stuff like that. I thought I heard good stuff about him from everybody.
I imagine that's why some people, they run they have 2 video cards, so they dedicate one video card to the game and stuff, and then they dedicate the other card to streaming. Or why some people have a different PC altogether for streaming, so they run the game with one machine and their various stuff, and then the other machine controls the stream. Which is a decent enough idea. It's just connecting it all up, like the audio. No, not the audio. The video, I imagine you just do for like you would just do through probably like a capture card or something, but the audio. So that's a different question. That'd be probably so much harder to do, get it to work properly and allow you to adjust it without issue.
Would have done about the same thing. They would not have challenged.
So I probably leave
that's something to keep
covered
in
what it
mind
is.
also.
But yeah,
This thing.
like when I get the new PC, I might put 2 cards in it, 2 video cards in it, and then dedicate one to the game and dedicate the other video cards with it. Because that's probably the simplest thing you can do. Take strain off one card.
Because
So
I wanted to. Holy crap! We just we're really messing up here today. I had the feed. Thank goodness we were recording. We're back here live. Apparently, part of that rant was not on live on the air. And I'll make sure that I do think.
Zamble is leveled up. I don't remember when I hired him. You know, think about the game is you can only get 154 drivers max in them. 154 drivers max in them. Well, I think it should be probably. I think it should be more than that. I think it should be like 254 or 300 plus. So it should be the amount of garages that you can buy combined with trucks on a modded map, like with the MHA and Pro Mods. No, not MHA Pro Mods. MHA and the Russian map, or Pro Mods in the Russian map. You know what I mean? So, but probably not with TSM, because that's just too much of a bottleneck of a map for anyone without a serious amount of RAM and a seriously good card, and you know. But anyway, so yeah, it should be 300 plus if you ask me. Well, enough that means that you'll never run out of drivers to hire. Because I have, and well, so. Well, they're not all maxed out yet, so it's probably a bit of time to go before they're all maxed out.
And so, yes, will it anger a judge? Of course it has. Are we dealing with normal, rational adults? No. Because why? This is what you got. Yeah, it's right. They're criminals. They have psychopathic behavior patterns. Okay? So, people, when they say something like that.
And yeah, there are some proper rough roads in the Russian map. Like last week, I was doing a job. Some like bottom of Russia to the top of Russia, and that was quite a big job. Quite a bit of the country roads were as rough as this, if not rougher. There wasn't even tarmac. It was like just dirt roads or something, or gravel. You know, full on gravel dirt roads. It was torture driving down. It really was.
It's never been one of those things where, you know, where I was afraid that the judge was going to get upset.
That's probably why they say you only go like 19 miles an hour, though, or damage the hell out of your trailer. Big time smash up without knowing absolutely nothing. Without knowing anything, your trailer will be smashed up if you do not stick to the speed limits on them roads. Well, the good thing about my mounting and my Ursos is a lot less sort of physical background noise running this way. Like I watched the video back on the second monitor, and I noticed that when
He's
I'm
gonna
not
say- He
speaking.
has to be standby counsel for you to be able to make a challenge like
The
that.
green line on the green line
Will
on the
it
mic is moving around a lot less than it was, so that clearly indicates that
I'll ask an
there's
obvious
a hell of a
question.
lot less background noise.
If the judge gets angry, does that relieve the prosecution of the burden of proof?
Does it relieve them? No.
No. Okay.
Not at all.
Not at all. Of course. Captain Obvious over here. Of course it doesn't.
Right.
So,
Right.
so I'm as confident in that if you were to do that, again, I'm not saying do it, that's your choice as an adult.
Right.
If you were and the judge did get a little upset, there's no way that that's going to relieve them of the prosecution of his burden of proof. And I'm absolutely certain that the prosecution
We don't need
won't
Volvo
be able to give a
yet,
single fact
even though
to
it's
prove that just because you're
22:39.
physically in Ohio,
Oh well,
that the
it's
Constitution
really
applies
not
to the
needed.
state,
Really
Ohio,
not
and the other
needed.
government. Apply to you in any way.
Right.
So you just have to decide, of course, do I swallow the 10 days here and just man through it, or open this up again because this guy is probably going to ditch you, or he may have a bit of decency and stay on a standby.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly
Yeah,
what I'm looking at.
all these drivers, and a lot of them being maxed out, just like money, like that here and there. 2 grand here, 10 grand there, 210 or whatever. It's just crazy. It really is.
I'm gonna come right back to that. I'm gonna come right back to that courthouse.
Anyway,
I'm gonna win every.
I'm gonna stop the video here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Do make sure to comment, like, and subscribe.
You know what I mean?
It does help
So frustrated.
very much.
Why?
So frustrated.
So
Look, first of all,
I hope
even if
I hope you
did,
enjoyed it.
and I,
Do
you
make
know,
sure to comment,
if you
like, and
did
subscribe. It
come
does
back
help a
as
lot.
a member
And
of
for
the
now,
Dark Cult,
thanks very
if you
much for
think that you
watching,
can go in
and
there
I'll see you next time.